What's happening, YouTube? My name is Daniel Lee, aka D Lee from the 813, and welcome to the first episode of my podcast. This is the Silks podcast, and for those of you who don't know about the Silks, let me break it down for you. The Silks is a poker room located in Tampa, Florida, right in the heart of West Chase. It's located on the third floor of the Tampa Bay Downs, which is a local horse track here in the Bay Area. Now, my plan with this podcast is to give viewers an inside look into the Silks and what it actually is. Along the way, I will be discussing many poker-related topics and telling some funny or entertaining stories that I see while I'm here. I will also have weekly guests that will come on the show, and we're just going to have a nice, casual, sit-down conversation with one another. These guests will be players, employees, past or present, and we're just going to talk about their experiences here amongst many other things. What I also want to get into is having random guests appear on the show. I feel like talking to someone with very minimal knowledge of poker or the Silks or like the gambling industry as, a whole will make for a very interesting conversation. So if you're out there listening to this and you want to come on the show just to talk, or you know someone who does, hit me up. Now, before I get into what the Silks actually is, I want to give you guys a brief history of the Tampa Bay Downs. The Tampa Bay Downs was founded on February 18, 1926, by Colonel Matt J. Wynn and Ohio investor Harvey Myers. Back then, it was actually just the Tampa Downs. In 1943, the U.S. Army took over the track and used the site as a training facility. Shortly thereafter that, it was renamed Sunshine Park. 22 years later, in 1965, it was once again renamed, this time to the Florida Downs and Turf Club. And as of 1980, it has since been what we all know today as the Tampa Bay Downs. In 1986, current owner Stella F. Thayer and her brother Howell Ferguson purchased the track as part of an auction. They paid $16.2 million for it, outbidding the late George Steinbrenner, former owner of the Yankees, by $200,000. The two currently serve as president and vice president respectively. As far as the actual track itself, it's about a mile long. They have horse races every Wednesday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Racing season isn't year-round, though. It starts in late November, and the last race takes place in early May. However, even though there is a break, you can still bet here on races all across the country. If betting on the horses doesn't interest you, then you need to check out the Silks Poker Room. You know, what's funny is I've been coming here for almost 10 years, and I had no idea some of the stuff about this room. Like, for example, I had no idea it's been open for over 16 years. Yeah, that's right, the Silks opened in late 2003, and at that time it was actually located on the second floor. They relocated to one of the party suites shortly thereafter that before eventually coming back to this side of the track and settling on the third floor. Hours are 10 a.m. to 3 a.m. Sunday through Thursday, and 10 a.m. to 4 a.m. on Fridays and Saturdays. I've actually heard some people say that they wish the room was 24 hours again. I personally never played here back in the day when that was the case, and to be honest, I don't think I could or would. I mean, I love poker, don't get me wrong. I actually probably enjoy it more than most people, but even I need a break once in a while. Those days of pulling all-nighters on the felt are long gone, for me anyway. As far as what they offer here, there's actually plenty to do. The Silks runs 2 daily tournaments, one at 1 p.m. and one at 7 p.m. Buy-ins range anywhere from as little as $25 to as much as $150. Personally, I think the best tournament they have here by far is the Monday Night 10K. It takes place every other Monday. The buy-in is $150 with a $10,000 guaranteed prize pool. First place is anywhere from $3,000 to $4,000, and sometimes even more depending on the player field. It's a great bang for your buck and something definitely worth checking out. Me, I'm more of a live action kind of guy. I mean, it is my job. I just enjoy the freedom of coming and going whenever I want, whereas in tournaments, you have to stay until you get knocked out, and even then you might not win any money. My game of choice is 1-3 No Limit Hold'em. The action at the 1-3 game is just so juicy. Okay, now for those of you who don't know, poker, juicy is a good thing. It just means that the game is really, really good and has a lot of action. If you want something a little more tame, the Silks offers 1-2. You can buy in for up to $200, and it's just a little bit more relaxed. And if you're someone that's just beginning to play poker or you're on a budget, the Silks even offers 1-1. You can get into the game for as little as $40. High hand promotions are pretty cool here too. If you make 4 of a kind or better, the house will pay you whatever the promotion is for that day. Like certain days, your hand has to hold up for half an hour, and you have to use both your cards. So, for example, let's say you hit 4 of a kind 4s with your pocket pair at 345, but then at 358, someone hits a straight flush. Your hand is void, and the other person's going to win. I mean, you still get something, but not nearly as much. I think for 4 of a kind, the payout starts at $100, so it's not a complete loss. It's good though because some rooms won't even pay you. Other days you get paid instantly. On Fridays and Saturdays you can win up to $599 depending on the stakes that you're playing. Your hand doesn't have to hold and you get paid right away. And then they actually started something new that I thought was kind of cool. So Sunday through Thursday, if you hit a high hand, you will receive a pull tab. You guys know what I'm talking about. Those little tickets with tabs, that behind the tab, there's a little prize when you pull it off. Well, the Silks now offers that too. The better your high hand, the more tabs you get, and prizes go up all the way to $1,000. The best part about this promotion is that all you need is a full house to qualify, aces full minimum. That's not even the best promotion that they have. So on February 16th, that's a Sunday, the Silks is teaming up with Tampa Greyhound Track, and they're running a 10K dual room promotion. Here's how it works. The highest hand hit within each 2-hour period between both rooms will win $2,020. It gets even better. Not only can you play one card, but there's no minimum qualifier. So clear your calendar for that day. Come join us here at the Silks. Remember, that's Sunday, February 16th. The promotion starts at 11 a.m. and it ends at 9 p.m. Check out the Silks webpage for more details, not just on this, but on everything else that I've mentioned. www.tampabaydowns.com/poker. All right, horses, check. Poker, check. What's left? Gambling. So if you're not into horses or poker, you want something a little bit more laid back, something, where you can get lucky. The Silks offers a variety of table games, such as Ultimate Texas Hold'em and 3-card poker, just to name a few. You know what's great about these games? The minimum bet is only $5. Yeah, that's right. You don't have to drive all the way to the Hard Rock just to find out that the min bet there is $15. We have $5 tables here, so save your time, save the drive, save your money, and come to the Silks. Have a nice meal at the bar and grill, grab a beer. Who knows, you might even get lucky and hit something big. Okay, so now you know a little bit about the Downs, you know a little bit about the poker room. Let me tell you guys a little bit about myself and how I got into poker and how I eventually got involved with the Silks. I started playing poker like many people during my college years. A friend invited me to a home game he was having. I think it was a $10 sit and go with like 20 or 30 players. All I remember is that I won $200 that night. And back then, to a broke college kid, working at Walgreens, that was like a big deal for me. Ever since then, I was hooked. I even went home that night and did some research on the game. I read some threads. I watched some videos. I even went as far as, buying books online. And it wasn't until I transferred to USF, go Bulls by the way, that I really started to take the game more seriously. While I was in school, I had aspirations of being a sports anchor. My ultimate dream was to do play-by-play commentary for professional sports, like football or basketball. But playing poker certainly got in the way of that. I hate using the word, but I guess you could say I was addicted to poker. I mean, I would skip class to go play. The Hard Rock was a 15-minute drive from campus, and if I didn't feel like going to class, I would just go straight to the Hard Rock. I mean, does this make me sound like a degenerate? I guess it kind of does. But it wasn't until after I graduated that I found out about the Silks. The same friend that invited me to the home game told me about this place. And, I'll be honest, at first I wasn't a big fan. After playing at the Hard Rock every day, it just wasn't the same vibe. It was different. But the more and more I went, the more and more I started to enjoy it. I started playing a lot more poker from there on out, and I decided that I want to pursue it full time. I held off on the job search, and I quit Walgreens. And in early 2013, I finally moved out on my own for the first time and started this new quote-unquote career. I got an apartment near the track with one of my good friends. I played every day. My schedule was 7 days a week, 8-hour sessions, and let me tell you what, it was a grind. That was my life, I was a professional poker player. Since then, I've been doing it for the last 7 years, and I've had a lot of success. I currently still play, but not nearly as much as I used to. I'm focusing my attention elsewhere, mainly on this podcast, making it the best that I can. I'm also focusing my attention on poker vlogging. As far as poker vlogging goes, this is something I've had quite a bit of interest in lately. I see all these videos on YouTube of poker players recording their sessions and analyzing poker hands, almost like they're trying to teach poker in a way. And I think I've gotten to that point in my poker career where I can do that as well. So be on the lookout for my poker vlog coming soon. Now, as far as my connection or / relationship with the Silks Poker Room, this place is awesome. I've had a lot of ups and downs here. I've met a lot of great people, and I've had a lot of great experiences. The staff is top-notch. The food is great. Just the whole atmosphere and the whole environment makes me feel right at home, which is why I continue to come back. And that's what this place is, Whether you're a newcomer or a regular that's here all the time, the Silks is a place where you can just come and have a good time. Everyone's so friendly and so cool that you'll always feel comfortable. Like I stated earlier, my plan for this podcast is to keep you guys up to date on what's going on at the Silks. This is a really great place, so if you're ever in the area, you've never been here before, or if you want something new to do, come check it out. It's really awesome and just like one big party. I want to thank you all for listening. With your continued listening and support, I'm hoping that this channel can grow into something more than just a podcast. Join me next week with my first guest as we sit down and have a nice chat about the Silks along with many other topics. If you like this podcast, please hit the like and subscribe button. You can also follow us on Instagram under the handle Silks_podcast. So for the Silks Poker Room, I'm Daniel Lee, just reminding you, tight is right.